It's in there. All right, can I turn this? And then can I turn this? Don't fall. Please don't fall. Is that level? Kind of. Kind of. Cool. Hello. In my little rolly chair. Oh yeah. Don't put a hole in the hide. Don't put a hole in the hide. Yeah. Don't put a hole in the hide. Nobody? Nobody knows. That's the mouth. Okay. I think I need to stop on this side. Flip her over. Boy. Don't put a hole in the hide. I've already started this. As you can see, I've already started this. What I'm doing is I'm taking the hide off of, I've already got it caped off the deer. I'm taking the hide off of the skull so I can do a full mount. I already started, but it's because I needed to watch a video just to double check and follow along with doing it around the eyes. Yeah. So I figured that I would go live while I do this. Just using a number 11 X-Acto knife, scalpel, whatever it's called. What is this called? A Westcott Turbo Titanium No Slip Grip hobby knife. It's a hobby knife. So what's going on? Let's see. What am I? Oh, I can't watch, but I'll hit the like button. Okay, hold on. I'll block it for you. There. Thanks for stopping by. I know it's kind of a little bit on the gruesome side, but I'm used to it. And you guys are really dirty. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is... Ow, don't paw me. You turd. You guys are sitting on top of the dog kennel. And I'm in my rolling chair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoulder mount this, which is going to be really cool. I'm attempting it for the very first time, doing it myself because shoulder mounts are really expensive. What's up, everybody? So if you missed it, I already started taking the hide off the skull of my deer macho. This was one of my target bucks this year during archery, and he never showed up. I got him on camera one time, and then he strolled through the woods at like, I don't know, 2:45 opening day of rifle season, which is really cool. So I'm going to full mount him because the wife said that I could. Now we're going to do a really cool mount of this deer laying down, and it's going to be up. It's going to be displayed pretty high. It's above my TV. If you've watched some of the lives that I've been a part of lately, I've kind of showed it. It's a big, huge shelf up above where it's like the roof to my downstairs hallway staircase thing. But I had to watch a video to do around the eyes because I wasn't quite sure, and this is the first time I'm doing it. So I wanted to be careful. So we got around the eyes. We're getting around the top of the nose and around this tear duct because they've got a tear duct right here that I have to be very, very careful with, and we did it. Cool. Swedish. Now, I think that's as far as I can go right there. I'm going to tip it up on the bottom, do underneath of the chin really quick. Underneath of the jaw right here. I think that's as far as I can go right there because I have to go inside the mouth now. So, you guys settle down. Jeez Louise. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some of this hide. There we go. And I'm on a kid table, so, you know. Oh, lovely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get up right above where the teeth would be. There's no teeth on the top in the front, but there are in the back. It's pretty cool. They've got teeth on the bottom right here for like nipping off and stuff. And on the top, they've got crazy weird pad right here inside the mouth. It's pretty neat. It's kind of stinky. But what I'm going to do is there's literally a line right here in the gums that I'm going to cut right into very carefully. I'm going to try and follow this line. And then what that'll do is that'll start to split the gums. That'll start to split the gums, and then after I get it down to the bone, there we go, there's bone. There's cartilage in the front. Trying to be very careful. I already nicked my thumb on the top, but it was like backwards, and so it's really a scratch rather than just a cut. So I'm going to do this. Anyways, the inside of this lip is pretty cool too because it's got like these little feelers and stuff. It's kind of neat. But once I'm going to pressure wash this when this is all done, get all the crap off the inside. Get all the junk and meat and crap off the inside. And then after that, I'm going to be able to go. I am going to be able to split the lip. So your deer form is going to look like this on your mount. Well, kind of like this, a little less dead looking and more alive because this will be cleaned up. But there's this black fur right here that you want pressed up together. So splitting that lip is going to bring the inside of this lip down. It's going to create a flap. So you're going to have, so right now it's like this. I'm going to split the lip from the inside and it's going to create a skin flap that's going to be hanging down. Once you put it on the form, then it's going to get tucked in, which is going to be really cool. So how's everybody doing? Let's see. Let me check. Try and do this the best that I can here. Using my fingers a little bit close, trying to create some separation and some tension. And go around the front of the nose, which is just a little thin nose bone that comes down, and then the top of this is all cartilage. So the nose bone runs right here, and you can kind of see a little bit. This is the nose bone, and then all of this up in here is all cartilage, which I'm just going to take with me. Create some separation here. While I'm over here on this side, I'm going to push the tongue out of the way, because that's a pain in the butt. Come right underneath of the teeth here. Very carefully cut this back, because my pinky's in the way. I'm going to go this way. Go this way. Expose that lower jawbone. Work around, all while keeping tension on this so it keeps pulling away so I don't end up cutting the lips. Because that would be bad. Would be bad. But yeah, this deer was one of my target deer. One of my target animals. And never came through. I'm just going to roll the face back. Look, it's a happy deer. Happy deer. Hi, happy deer. Anyways, I'm a dork. This was one of my target bucks. And I was hoping to see him during bow season, but he never showed up. Line right here. And because he didn't show up, I was kind of bummed. I thought somebody might have got him with their bow. And yeah, I was kind of bummed, honestly. But then when he showed up during opening day of rifle season, cut the nose back. I'm just going to cut it as far down as possible. That way I'm not cutting into the nose hole, because we're going to have to cut around those too. I'm sorry if this is too gruesome for you, but this is a really neat process. At least I think it's a neat process. And if you can get over some of the smells and some of the blood and stuff, it's actually really cool. It takes a really long time if you're brand new to it, as I'm finding out. But I've caped lots of deer, and caping isn't the hard part until you get to the skull. Now the skull, you make a Y, you make the top part of the Y between the antlers, so the tips of my fingers would be the antlers, and then where it meets down here, you cut a straight line going down just a little ways, and then that helps you pull the skin right off the head. And make sure that I don't mess this part up because I want as much material to tuck into the form as possible. Oops. There we go. So once this is done, like I said, I'm going to take it, I'm going to pressure wash it and try and get as much flesh off of it as possible with that process. Then I'll come back with this hobby knife or X-Acto knife or whatever you want to call it, and I'll get some of the fine areas, the flesh around the eyes. I'll remove a bunch of the flesh around the eyes. To teeth up on the top. And then once it's all fleshed and stuff, I'm going to salt the hide. That will remove a lot of the blood. It'll pull out all the blood nastiness. And it'll actually dry out. Looks like one of those derp deer. You know? Listen, I promise I'm not like a weird serial killer. I'm just goofy. I'm just silly. I always think the deer looks so funny like this because it's like, what if deer had big giant lips? They're kind of like a horse. You ever feed a horse when they're like trying to get at whatever you're feeding them? It's kind of funny. Anyways, I'm going to salt the hide I'm going to let it sit for 3 days. Then, once my hide is salted, I'm going to do a process that's called rehydrating. That entails that I put the hide in a tub or a tote box that has water and salt mixture. Now, you don't have to do that part of the process with the water and salt, but it's going to help pull the rest of the blood and the icky stuff out of the hide and out of the leather and stuff. And then after that portion is done, I'm going to rinse it off, and then I'm going to put it into a pickling acid water solution. That will help preserve the hide along with the tanning process. So once the pickle is done, I'm going to take it out, make sure that it doesn't need to be thinned. And if it does, I'll scrape it a little bit more with a hobby knife, get whatever flesh and crap is still hanging out, if any at all. And then once that is done, I have to put baking soda on it to neutralize the acid so that it doesn't keep acid. If you don't neutralize acid, it just keeps doing what it's doing. So Just like if you've ever worked in gunsmithing, or like if you ever blued a barrel or browned a barrel. I think the process that I did was browning, and it's an acid treatment that you put on a hot barrel. And then once you're done with it, in order to stop the browning process, I have to put it in baking soda water mixture. It helps stop the browning process. Get up above the nose here. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, it's 3 o'clock. Sweet. Should have this done here in a minute, which will be good. I can take it off and show you what the naked skull looks like. And then after I show you the naked skull, I'll show you what it's like if I were to European mount this, which is just the skull and the antlers. So no meat, no flesh, none of that icky stuff's left on there. This top bone portion is really, really thin, and when you boil it, sometimes it'll crack. But if you look on my community page, I've got a couple of pictures of some European mounts that I did for my cousin. Now, you've seen my cousin in my bow hunting video that I did this year. And he was able to go down to southern Michigan and absolutely pile up 2 monster bucks, which is really, really cool. Okay, I think that's as far as I'm going to be able to get from that side, so I'm going to flip her over again. Pull the face down. Oh, come on. I was going to do this outside, but man, it is getting cold outside. I really didn't want to. Didn't really feel like being cold. Why is the ear in the way? You're supposed to be out of it. Somewhere else. I am getting pretty close to where I left off, because I think that's it for right there. Oh yeah, here we go. Now I'm kind of doing this in a little bit of a cruel way, because I got you mounted on top of the dog kennel, and the pups are in the dog kennel. Poor puppies. I'm sorry, you guys. You guys don't get any of these tasty treats. Yeah, that's bone. Where in the heck? way back here. Give itself some separation. Come on. There we go. There, now this side of the skull is, hold on. The blade's getting kind of dull. Come over to this side. Oh yeah, this side's good. Now, I think the form for the mouth only goes to where the teeth are, so I don't think I need any of that stuff back there, but I do need to make sure that the lips are good for right here. Oh, that's why I've twisted it up a bunch. Go that way. Because the ear's in the way. Dang ear. Come on, ear. Why do you have to be in the way? Go around the mouth. Always be careful when you're working with any sort of sharp object so that you don't cut yourself. Let me pick in your teeth. What do you got in your teeth? Come on now. There you have it. A goofy looking deer. Sweet. There's the nose. The back teeth. Teeth on the bottom in the front, but not on the top. The eyes are really difficult. The most difficult portion about this are doing the eyes and then getting around the antlers, because you have to, there's not a whole lot of leverage that you can get when you're pulling on the skin and you're just sitting there doing like, you're basically writing. You're just going like this little bits at a time around here, and it comes just a little bit at a time. So there we have Macho. And then, so what will happen with this is I'll end up cutting it across here, across right here, and then from like back here on down towards that. So when I put it on the mount, there's a cutout in the mount that you set the antlers right on. And then you'll screw in some screws up here on the top of the skull. So basically you cap the skull, or cap the skull and the antlers off, and then you're putting a cap on the mount form. But if you were going to European this is how you would do it. You don't have to be as neat with taking off the skin. You can just carve the skin off, the hide and stuff. And then if you want to get into super duper detail, you can take as much of this flesh off, like by where you cut it off at the neck. And the cleaner you get this, the less time this has to sit inside the boil for when you European this. But I will take you and show you what the European mounts look like. As far as the caps go, this is a tiny, funny looking buck. Hold on. As far as the caps go, this is what you're doing. You're capping it like this, sort of a little bit of a different cut. And you're cutting from the back of the head on forward. But this is my Thanksgiving 9-point. Pretty silly for a 9-point, isn't it? I thought it was unique, and I hadn't seen a buck that year, and guess what? I got the meat. So it hangs out in the laundry room right there. So that's what you would do for the shoulder mount. Now, if you were going to European mount this, hold on, let me give you some lights. Calm down. A European would be like this. It doesn't have to be missing the bottom jaw, but I don't usually do the bottom jaws. But that's half and half. And let's see if I can do this right. I've got my big 9 right over here, and I got the first buck that I got after my grampy passed is that European mount right there. But so you boil it, and all the tissues and stuff literally fall apart, just like you're making a food. Just like if you were making food and you put it in the crock pot for 1,000,000 hours and then all the meat just falls apart. That's basically what you're doing to a European, is you boil it for a few hours. Hey, Joe. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, see, I haven't ever kept the bottom jaw because they always end up falling apart when I boil them. But then when I just did my cousin's a couple days ago, he was able to still have one that was intact. So what I ended up doing is I ended up bleaching that. I bleached the skull, and then I bleached the jawbone. Not bleached, but peroxide. So you're whitening it anyways. And then to make sure that jaw wouldn't separate, because they separate right here super easy. I took some of my UV resin and I just went on the inside behind the teeth, and then I hit the crack that goes all the way down and underneath, and then on the inside pointing forward, there's a crack right there that I put some of my clear UV resin on, and it's solid, like super solid. So the nasal cavity is where she has the toughest time, I think, because it's brittle. Yeah, okay, so like this is the nose. This is part of the tip of the nose on the bottom, so the roof of the mouth would be on the inside. In through here in the center is a giant piece of cartilage, and then you have all of this other bone fragment stuff that's up in there, really thin. Where's my finger? I can never do this upside down. There's really thin bone fragment pieces in there that's full of like meats and other crap. And I'll show you on this one. So I cut out the cartilage piece for this. Let's see, can I flip this around? Oh yeah. Okay, so this is the nose. When you boil it down, there's that separation, and this is the tip of the nose, just like it showed you out there. But right here, there's that really bright white piece. That's a piece of cartilage that actually sits in this really cool groove. And you can see there's a bunch of meats going around, all those little bone fragments in there, and they're like paper thin bone. So it's like some guys I know will do these and they'll just scramble in there and just knock all that crap out, because then they can just dig at all the extra meat that's in there. And then this actually comes out. This cartilage actually comes out pretty easy. I have a pair of welding pliers, so they're super long, like thin-nosed pliers, so they don't like on a needle nose. You know how they start small and then they get to be fat. These ones don't do that. They're just constantly thin. So I can reach way up in there, get a good hold of it. They got really long handle, and then all of this stuff usually slides right out. What's a pain in the butt is when it breaks halfway, then you're sitting there digging at it, getting pieces at a time. But there's a plate right here and right here. There's usually a crack right along here. Same on the other side, crack right along here, and there's a crack down the middle. If you leave it in the boil for too long, this will actually start to separate because there's tissues in there that help keep it together. I'm nitpicky when it comes to cleaning my skulls. I don't want any of the extra, like, let me get a pointer tool here. Perfect. In between the teeth, you'll get some of the gum meat still left. I pick all that crap out. There, you can kind of see it a little bit. I pick all that crap out. Same thing with, let me put that down so I don't stab myself. Same thing with back here. Now that's the ear hole. And there's a freaking stupid bone right here that you're able to get this bone right out of there. We saw you using the UV light, and she does the whitening with hair chemical. Yes, she picks all that out. Yeah. So like the nose is super brittle. If you leave it in the boil for too long, like I said, this will start to rise up and separate from this bottom portion. And you got to be careful with that. And right now it's pretty solid because it's got all this stuff around it, keeping it down and whatnot. But yeah, I like to clean up all around here. There's a deep hole right here. There's an area that goes down deep where this ear bone is. You can literally, after you're done boiling, you can pull that ear bone right out of there, and then you can clean up a lot more in detail around it. And like there's in through here underneath of the eye bone, there's a big hole that goes underneath of where the eye will be. And there's a bunch of little crevices and holes that go in through the skull that'll have like little pieces of meat and stuff. I think it's for like nerves and things. But I have one of those picks. Let's see. I think I have a pick that I usually use to get that out, along with the brain. Use it for the brain too, but it's one of these little picks with the angle on it. Now it's bent a little bit. This is usually a 90 degree, but it works really good. Scramble the brains and pick them out and stuff. Sometimes if you leave it in the boil for long enough, the brains just kind of goop out. But you don't have to do that either. After you're done boiling, what you can do is you can take a pressure washer to it and you can pressure wash all the gunk off of it. It's pretty fast, pretty easy. It's just I like to take my time, make sure that all the cartilage and crap that's left over is cut out as close to the bone as possible and scraped out of there. And like I said, I'm nitpicky with it, but I like to get it as super clean as possible. Hello, Ginger. look, I got my friend here. I just got done taking the cape off of the rest of the cape off of the head, the skull, because I'm going to do a full mount with it. So let's see, we'll turn it up inside out here. There. It's like a derpy deer.
Oh, I tell you, my friend, I didn't take the money, okay?
I don't know what that was. So the next thing I'm going to do with this cape is I am going to probably try and turn the ears out. And once I've turned the ears out, then I'm going to pressure wash all the gunk and icky stuff off of the hide, and then I can get started with the salting and the pickling, and then after it's pickled, then I can neutralize the acid, and then I can tan it for a couple days. I think it's a couple days, or it's either 24, maybe it's 24 hours. I'll have to see, but I'll do a video on that too. I'm gonna have to try and find my freaking tripod is lost somewhere. Yeah, I've taken the cape off. I've never caped for a shoulder mount before, and I've never tried to take the cape off of the skull while there's more cape. You know, usually I undress the deer and get it down to around the neck, cut the head off, and then it's only the head with a little bit of fur on it. This is interesting because I don't know how many deer some of you have done. Ginger probably knows. Joe probably knows. This whole thing with all the meat, I don't even know. I can barely lift it with one hand. This stuff is heavy, but it's because there's a lot of flesh and stuff on there still. So sweet. I can put him back out into the garage. Yeah, and see, I just gotta never mind my crappy garage. If you guys have a mess at your house, don't even worry about it. Here, I'll show you mine. Look, I got crap all over the place, so don't feel bad about your garage. Look at that. I'm still moving in. Haven't figured out what I want to do with everything yet. But anyways, I've got a turkey burner, big propane tank. I did 3 and only used there's still propane left in that, and I was able to do 3, which is pretty good because they were in there for 3 hours apiece. And then I've got a couple of big pots. And yes, how goofy is that? It's the butt end of a deer. Yeah. Meat. There's meat hanging. I'm in the process of processing it right now. Where can I set you that the dogs aren't going to get you? Here, up on the old couch. Dogs can't climb up in there. But yes, nothing beats that right there. Fresh venison is so good. I got meat hanging. I'm actually going to come back inside because it's flipping cold now. Oh crap, I gotta do the hide. Oh, this thing is heavy. I'm gonna throw this up there where the antlers are real quick. Oh. Yeah, that'll work. All right, sweet. I'm gonna come inside. Number 1, it's cold, and number 2, I ain't got crap for cell phone signal out there, or Wi-Fi signal. Oh, let's see. We need a video how to do the hide tanning. Yes. So let me catch up with some of the comments. Very heavy. We do see meat hanging. Yes, I talked to my wife about canning some venison this year. So hopefully we get some. Now, I bought, bear with me because I don't know which one's the bottom and which one's the top. I'm doing all of this with one hand because I'm not prepared. I bought pickling solution and a tanning solution from Menzies, I think it's called. This is an interactive follow along with me while I do the worst camera job ever. Here, nope. We'll set you in the sink along with the cleaning products and stuff because I'm cleaning up my bathroom for Thanksgiving. Be really careful cutting into this. Here, we're doing a live unboxing. How about that? Hi, welcome to Conquest Church Live. We're gonna do an unboxing. Oh, scared the Jesus out of me. There we go. Mackenzie's. Or Mackenzie. They have so much stuff to do deer. They have all the mounts that you could ever want, all the eyeballs you ever want, all of the tanning and degreaser for like if you do like beavers or dogs or bears or not like your home dog or anything, but you know, like canine animals like a coyote. Let's see, what did I get? I got small parts enclosed. Apparently I ordered some small parts. Oh, those are probably the eyeballs. Okay, so this is, you can't even, why would you cover the label so you can see all the warning crap on the, is this the pickling solution? This might be the tanner or the pickling solution. Am I done for the hunting season? No, actually. I am. So my GoPro mount was on my bow. My GoPro's still on my bow. My D-loop broke for my release on my bow, so I grabbed my grandpa's bow, which is also a bear. I have it right here in my bathroom because my bathroom's a dude bathroom. I got license plates in here, frickin' raccoon hat, got my Michigan State flag, a really cool painting back there. I got deer antlers in here. I got frickin' Ryobi batteries in here. Bro, if the end of the world happens while I'm sitting on the throne doing some business, I got some stuff in here, all right, to defend myself. Anyway, back onto the unboxing. Let's see, what is this? Sweet, more bubble wrap for my lure business. Holy crap, did they bubble wrap the bejesus out of this thing. It's like 12 feet of bubble wrap. All right, let's see what this is. No, okay, so this is the pickling acid I got from Mackenzie's. The pickle solution is like 5 or 10 gallons of water compared to like maybe a tablespoon of this stuff. So it's pretty intense. And then, yes, this is the tanning solution. It allows for... That was Lisa and Lazy Days a head wrap. Yeah, no kidding. Which will be so good because it's a tiny little box and I can put my fishing lures in there if I ever get any orders. Anyways, because it's been so slow. Nobody wants to go fishing because it's getting too cold. Josh, have you gotten into Wild Game November collaboration? There is a bunch of venison recipes in it. I have not, but maybe I will do. Maybe I'll have to do a venison neck roast or something. I'm gonna put it in. I have never done one before. I don't ever remember my family doing one before. Possibly once, but I don't really remember it very good. And then, so I've got a huge. So Macho, the reason why he's called Macho is because his neck was just, whoa, like bam, that kind of thing. And so I'm gonna try and attempt to do a smoked venison neck roast. So you take the venison neck, you get it all trimmed up how you want it. I'm gonna do bone in. I'm going to cover it with something like some sort of, I don't know what I'm going to cover it with yet. I have to talk to my wife. She's much smarter than I am. I'm going to smoke it. I'm going to hickory smoke it for 4 hours because it's thick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a pan with a bunch of vegetables and then cover it up with aluminum foil, and then I'm going to put it in the oven for another 4, I think it said 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. So it's going to be like an all-day flipping recipe, but it should turn out pretty good. So I'm looking forward to it. And that's going to be for Thanksgiving in a couple days, so I have to start prepping that tonight. Now, I'll have to do a video doing that. Or maybe I'll just do it tomorrow. Yeah, because today's Tuesday. Yeah, I won't have to do it until tomorrow. So I'll do a video on that, and then I'll just see who's doing the Wild Game November. Like, what is it? Lazy Days Ahead? I don't remember. Anyways, so I'll have to do that and catch the tail end of November. Yesterday, I took some of that venison and I had some little steaks cut up, and then I was like, wait a minute. What if I pounded these steaks out and made like thin steaks? Because my kids really like thin steaks. And my wife makes thin steaks. I think we can come out of the sink now. Here, I will set you right here. How about that? No, not right with that thing in my mouth. Come on. My kids really like thin steaks, so I took some venison that I was cleaning up yesterday, and I had it on the cutting board, and I was looking around for a meat tenderizer hammer or something, and I was like, man, I don't see anything. So I just started pounding it with that actually still kind of hurts. My hand's sore. I gotta wash my hands. I started pounding it out with the palm of my hand and made some thin steaks. Just put, I've got a non-salted, which is kind of funny because I ended up putting salt on it anyways. I've got a garlic and herb mixture that doesn't have any salt in it, and I spread that on it, and then I lightly salted with some sea salt. So I guess it's healthier or whatever. But it ended up tasting really good. And I just put it in butter in the pan and seared it on one side and seared it on the other. And because they're super thin steaks, they were done, man. It took literally no time. It took like 5 seconds in the pan. That was it. And the kids ate it. And my middle daughter, she turned and looked at me and she was like, and I was like, are you okay? What's wrong? And she goes, Dad. I was like, yes, dear. Your venison is delicious. So I was really happy about that. Shut up, toilet. You I have to get you a new part so you stop running. I'm going to shut you off really quick. Shut up. Toilet. Stop running all weird. Anyway, okay. So, yes. YouTube's been being so dumb. I just was looking for new comments and nothing, and then so I went to the tab, hit all comments again, and now we got some. There we go. Ginger did some cube steaks, and oh my god, delicious. Yes. Oh my gosh. The inside tenderloins, so the ones inside the rib cage, or the inner loins, or just the tenderloins. I used to call the outsides the tenderloins, and the insides were just the inner tenderloins, and whatever. Just the inner loins. I like to cut those up into cubes. I like to cube that, and then I like to put it with scrambled eggs. It's so good. So good. So I did the same exact thing that I did with those thin steaks yesterday. Fried them before putting the eggs in so that the meat would be cooked and whatever, and threw the eggs in, and eggs from my mom. So thank you, Mama. And had a delicious breakfast, and the kids love the venison, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, super awesome. So we got some projects coming up. Sorry it's been so slow on my channel lately. Everybody wants to be the change in the world, but yet nobody wants to. But nobody wants to change the toilet paper roll, be the change. And then I got a toilet paper roll up there. Isn't that funny? Anyways, welcome to my bathroom, everybody. I've got a ladder, a fishing net. I've got a really cool lantern right here. I've got an awesome painting that has an Indian face in it, and a grouse, and some moths, and a deer antler. I was actually looking at this the other day, and I think I found a cat, the outline of a cat. So I was like, man, I've had this. My grandparents had this before me. My grandma and grandpa gave it to me. And so I've had it for years. And just the other day, I was like, that looks like the outline of a cat, which is kind of funny because I was going to the bathroom looking at that going, is it a cat? Anyways, it's been super slow on my channel because number one, my bow broke. Kind of. The D-loop broke on it. And that's what I had my GoPro attached to. And then all of October, we got really lucky that first day of bow season. We saw 2 really nice does, took those does. Super happy and thankful for those. And then there was nothing. I had deer on camera. When I would be at spot A, they would be at spot B. I'd go hunt spot B. They'd be at spot A. Then I started getting frustrated with going back and forth. So I just committed to one spot. And they were always down at the other spot. It's like, what in the world? Why? So October bow season was a bust, kind of, except for that deer and being able to do a video. That was really awesome, and getting my cousin on video, sort of on video, shooting a deer. We got the shot in the deer reaction to the shot, so that was really cool. But yeah, I'll have to look tonight at whether or not I can mount my GoPro to my hunting rifle, and if I can, then my cousin and I are going to be doing a deer drive come December. Now, up here, our rifle season ends the 30th, but in Michigan, they just changed it so that in zones, zones 2, which I'm in, so that's the top of the mitt, and then zone 3 is at the bottom. I think zones 2 and 3, we can use any legal firearm during muzzleloader season. So that means instead of me having to be fully committed to my muzzleloader, I can just take my regular deer rifle out, and it's kind of like an extended rifle season. And so I can shoot a buck then too. So I'll see if I can get my GoPro mounted, because that'll be really cool to be able to do a deer drive and then have my GoPro mounted. That way we can kind of see what's going on. And we'll do another video. I know my cousin was really excited. He never really wanted to be on videos and stuff, but now he's kind of like, oh, yeah, that was really awesome doing that bow video with you. You know, I never thought I was going to like it, and I had so much fun. And, you know, maybe we can come, maybe I'll come over and we'll do a deer drive during muzzleloader, and we can do another video for your channel. So, so I thought that was really cool. You know, the fact that he was really kind of fired up about that. So we're going to do another deer drive, and we'll probably end up sitting somewhere. I might sit somewhere and have him sit somewhere else, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll get some more deer content before the season's completely over with. So your kids would love canned venison. Yeah, I like canned venison, so I don't see why they wouldn't. The canned venison, the silver tile takes up no space in the freezer. It's a win-win. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, but yeah, I haven't done a video in a long time, and I kind of figured, I was like, man, I'm going to be doing this deer, so I might as well do a video. And then I was like, I'm not going to want to edit or anything like that, and I kind of wanted to chat with everybody, so I just decided to go live. So thank you for joining me on my live. And yeah, poor puppies. I did that all in front of the puppies. They were sitting there smacking their lips the whole time. One thing that I like to do for my dogs is when I'm cleaning up the venison, if I get those little weird chunks of meat, that I usually will clean up and throw a few of them into the burger. I'll cut a few of them off and give them to the dogs, you know, because meat's super healthy. Venison is super healthy, so they get some good treats. Great live, Josh. We wish you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving. Oh, I appreciate that, you guys. Thank you so much. I hope everybody else has a wonderful Thanksgiving. I have to clean up the kids' table, because we're going to probably be using that for Thanksgiving. And the wife will want to know, why the heck is the table covered in blood? Well, if I wash it off before she gets home, guess what? She'll never know. Oh, I'm going to put that down right there. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. And even though I was already almost halfway done with that skull, I really appreciate you guys coming over and hanging out and saying hi. Blame it on the kids. Always. Usually the baby, though, because she just looks at you and goes, But I'm going to get this stuff picked up, and I will see you guys more than likely pretty soon, because I have to power wash that cape. I have to turn the ears inside out first, I think. I don't know. I'm going to have to check and see which organizational step I have to go into. But I think it's turning the ears out and taking the cartilage out of the ears. So, and then I'll get that cleaned up. And when I do, I'll come on and do another one. So, sweet. I gotta go wash my hands and clean up everything. And you guys, all of you guys, the replay crew, if you're watching this, thank you so much for stopping by. Everybody that came in here that didn't leave a comment, thank you for stopping by. And Joe and Ginger, I think Jennifer was here. If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. I don't think I missed anybody. Nope, I didn't miss anybody in the live chat. Thank you for no. There we go. Let's see. Bam. Hold on. Hold on now. Bam. There we go. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Joe and Ginger, you guys are moderators now. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving. If you guys are traveling somewhere, please be safe. Take it slow and easy. Make sure to tell everybody, happy Thanksgiving, and or at least that you're thinking about them, or if there's somebody that you guys haven't reached out to in a long time and you get the feeling, go for it. I always do. So everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you all later for the next video. Bye, guys.